Hi everybody, welcome to this Introduction to Databases course. In today's tutorial, we're going to look at how to analyze data in a database table and count records by defining a certain criteria and maybe also grouping data by a type of record. So we're going to be generating some summary data in today's tutorial. The scenario is a car showroom needs a database to help track stock, and we've got a proposed design of the database table here. Going to assume that the ID field is the primary key field. This is the field that makes every record unique. And we know that every car has a price and a color and an engine size, etc., etc. Now, wouldn't it be great if we could analyze this table and maybe count how many red cars are in the table, or how many cars cost more than $10,000, etc. Okay? Or wouldn't it be great if we could do this? We could actually group records by a certain field. Here we're grouping records by color, and we're counting how many of each color are in the database table. So that's what we're going to be looking at in today's tutorial. There is a useful resource here, W3 Schools, which introduces the count function. And later on, let's take this starter code and see if we can figure out how to do this. Okay, so let's get into XAMPP. I've already connected to localhost. I've connected to the server. Now I'm going to go into my database environment. I've got a database here called My Tables, and I've already imported the car sales CSV file into the table. There we go. Okay. So what I did was I went into the structure of this table and I just set the ID field to be the primary key field. Okay. Now let's go into SQL. What I'm going to do is go back to W3 Schools and copy the starter code, and let's just paste it in here. Now, of course, a database, this is my database here, can have many tables. So that's why we use the from keyword. That really specifies which table we want to process. And I want to process my car sales table. So let's just take that out, replace it with car sales, and let's run that query. So apparently there are 7 records from the car sales. 77 records in the car sales table. Okay, let's go back to SQL. And we'll get the order saved query. So we're selecting a count of everything, a count of every record. Basically, how many records are in this table. Okay, now we could include some criteria. For example, where the color is red. Okay, so let's run that query. And it's telling us there are 6 records in the database table where the color of the car is red. Now, that data by itself is a bit meaningless, the number 6. So let's select color and a count of all records from the car sales table where the color is red. Okay, so let's also have a look at the color. So it's telling us this time we've got 6 red cars. Okay, I don't really want this field to be count. I don't want that to be the field name. I wonder if there's a way we can change that. Well, I did do a bit of research earlier, and I discovered, let's go back to the SQL. Let's rename this field as color count. Okay. Now, if we run that query, we're now seeing that we've got the color field here, and I've got a new field here called color count, which is the count of all records where the color is red. Okay. Now then, let's go back here. What I want to do is take away this criteria for a moment. I want to select the color and the count of all records from this table, but I want to group by color. Because I know there are lots of colors in the table. There's red, blue, white, orange, etc. So I'm going to select the color field from all records. I'm going to count them as well. And I'm going to group by color. Okay, so if we go, now we're grouping a count of all colors in the database table. Brilliant. Okay, what if I only want to look at blue, green, and silver cars? Well, we can do that, right? Let's go back to my SQL. Now, we're not only going to group, we're also going to have some criteria where the color is, let's say, blue, or the color is red, or the color is silver. I've just messed up the syntax here. I need to put that there. Now it is complaining here. I've got a complaint error. I bet you I have to do the criteria before I do the grouping. So let's do that. Select this field and a count of all records from car sales where this criteria is true, and we're going to group by color. Yay, blue, red, silver. Okay. All right, that's an introduction to creating summary data by analyzing a data table and grouping and counting.